Last year I lost 20 pounds, so I started myself living inside the gym or doing insane cardio. These are the habits that I did on accident that got me closer to my dream body. And stick around until the end to find out the last habit that gave me the quickest results. Let's take a look at my physique of May 6, 2025. A whole year ago, I was 180 with the goal of dirty bulking, but I didn't have a plan set to achieve that. So what did I do? I kept on eating whatever I wanted. I kept on drinking whatever I wanted. Whatever I could put my hands on, I stuffed my face. Pause. I didn't track any calories, and my sleep schedule was terrible. And all of that was just setting me up for failure. Correct? And now, present day, I'm finally staying on track with my plan, and I want to learn this journey with y'all, right? And what I want you to take from this video is see where I made the mistakes so you can do better than what I did. All right? Treat me as your test subject, man. But I don't have experience on building muscle. Don't think I'm a bodybuilder or anything yet. I'm in the progress of that. But I do have experience on losing weight multiple times and gaining it. Right now, this is the lowest body fat percentage I've ever been. So we're in the journey of still continuing the body fat loss. So if you take from anything from this, man, I hope it helps you out. The first habit made it possible for me to still lose fat while avoiding losing muscle mass, which I still ended up doing, but which was weightlifting, obviously. Now, before I started losing weight, I already know that I didn't want to lose any of the muscle that I gained or get super skinny. But like I said, I still ended up doing that. I still want to keep a solid build and stay strong, as you should, progressively. And I already begun going to the gym before this, but with the job that I had entered at the time, slowly started going less and less. But I tried to go at least, this is gonna sound sad, twice a week, or maybe once a week, realistically. But you are going to have to be in the gym weightlifting at least 4 days a week. I want you to go 5, but at least 4 days. Please. I would say, but now I stick to 5. Because those recovery days are going to help you out in the long run. And that's exactly where you start seeing a little bit of results when you rest. But at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a beaner. Now, I did this incorrectly and did not focus on progressive overload at first, which basically means a little bit stronger by increasing the weight or do more reps over time, right? Most workouts now, I do 4 to 6 exercises with 3 to 4 sets each. And my final set, I usually try to push to the point where my body starts trembling and shaking. People start thinking I do a seizure, but you just need to tear those muscle fibers a little bit. You're gonna be comfortable a little bit. But I recommend having a chart logging all your workouts that you have for each muscle group, and it will save you a lot of headaches. And you just basically have a system already set up by the time you know you have to go each day. I'll put up right here how mine looks. Y'all can copy mine if y'all want, but I highly recommend you doing one for the way that your goal is. Correct? As I was in a calorie deficit, I did lose a bit of muscle mass in the process, but it was still able to at least keep my form, my shape a little bit better while, doing this whole process. Even though lifting weights wasn't the main thing that made me lose fat, we'll get to that soon. Look at him. He's revealing some good knowledge. Now, another thing that genuinely helped me was drinking more water. And I know it sounds super basic and generic. You heard this multiple times, but it is very effective. Once you start intaking the amount of water that your body needs, depending on your height, your age, and your weight, right? Look that up. See how much your body needs. You are going to overly feel healthier. You're going to feel less sluggish. Your face is going to look less puffy. My face has gone down dramatically in water weight. I was holding so much water weight because I was eating things that were not consumed, or just made of pure sodium, right? Salt. So my body was just retaining all that water. And whenever you do feel hungry at times, sometimes you might just be dehydrated or bored. Whenever you do, just chug a water and see how you feel afterwards. And it makes me feel way fuller throughout the day, after meals, between meals. So that's what I do. Anytime I feel a little hungry, chug a water. Now me, I have to drink at least 10 to 12 cups a day, or at least 7 water bottles. Try to, least I'll do is like 3 or 4, but I try to aim for my goal almost every single day. And then you'll feel all the bloating go down. Try this for a week and see how you feel. It's not gonna hurt you. At least I don't think so. And finally, the habit that changed my body, and within 2 weeks I started seeing results with this, which was low impact cardio. Not running, not high impact cardio, low impact. Now, I wish somebody told me this way sooner, because it would have saved me and put my progression a little bit more ahead. Now, for me, it wasn't really intentional. I didn't start running marathons or going on mile runs. It actually came from me working at FedEx. So I was moving my body more than I was doing before. I was in car sales before that. I probably was going from 4,000 steps a day to now doing 10 to 12. I averaged 10 to 12 steps a day. And ever since then, my body, the more energy you use your body, of course you're gonna lose that fat. That's obvious. I think everybody knows that by now. But what I didn't know is, if you put your body through a fight or flight mode during running, it's going to try to keep that body, a stubby little fat right here, mostly because it's trying to protect the organs. It's trying to protect right here. It's the most sensitive part. So doing low impact cardio, you think it might not do a lot, but promise you will see this way quicker, and it'll just benefit you more longer on your knees, on your joints. Okay, please listen to me. And within the first couple of weeks, my weight started dropping rapidly. Like I said, I was 180, 170 on good days. I recently weighed myself, and I'll pop it up on the screen. I'm 145 right now. I'm 145. My stomach has looked a little bit flatter. It's gotten way better now. And I felt just more active. And once you feel more active, you get stuff done throughout the day way quicker. You're able to do everything that you need to do, your errands. Just better overall mood. And then one more thing that also low impact cardio also benefits you is that you won't feel hungry afterwards. And that's exactly when people start stuffing their face after a mile run or going on marathons. And it won't leave you exhausted. You'll still have energy to do things right afterwards. And I know what you're saying, but Brian, not everyone has an active job. You get it at many steps can maybe be difficult depending on your schedule. And I understand that. But if you really want to keep that weight off, you're going to have to make a couple of sacrifices. For people that don't have active jobs, I really recommend just going on a simple walk around your neighborhood right after work, before work. Going to a park, go on a treadmill, watch YouTube and watch my videos. And also going shopping on errands, go grocery shopping. The goal is move your body more than it's used to. Okay. And when you can upgrade it every week. You start off with 1 week, you start going from 3,000 steps to 5,000 steps, and then the next week 10,000. Not 10,000, 7,000 steps, and so on. You add 1,000 steps every week, man. So like, it's all about starting, not how quick you can do it. Okay. It doesn't have to be complicated, man. The more you move. Dave's Hot Chicken, Takis, cookies, ice cream, late night fast food runs. I had to let it all go. And trust me, this was one of the biggest adjustments that I had to do. And it took me a while to realize that it's mostly 90% of the diet of the whole transformation. It took me a while to realize that. I thought it was all bullshit. right? But once you actually start seeing that food is actually what causes you to have more energy, lose the fat that you need to, you start focusing on the food, because that's exactly where the results are going to come from. Yeah, you'll work out. Yeah, you'll walk a lot, but food is the most important part. So please, please stick to this diet that you're about to plan out, okay? And am I over it? Of course I am, bro. Now it brings me to my next habit, which was Whole Foods made a huge difference in my life and in the whole weight loss. Whole Foods are basically, foods that are rice, beans, meats, fruits, potatoes, eggs, anything that you have to cook at home. I don't have to tell you this. You're an adult. Okay? You're an adult. You should know what Whole Foods are. And I know that it probably seems like a lot of work of cooking. Trust me, it still is to this day for me. But the results are going to make all that work worth it. Let's just put it like that, man. You start seeing the results, you're gonna get addicted to the results, and then it'll just become a daily routine for you. Quite honestly, for the most part, to stop eating out. We stop eating out. Rarely you'll catch us even getting Chipotle. Which, if you do decide to get some fast food, at least try to go to Moe's, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A. I'm not gonna say Chick-fil-A, but they have some healthy options. There are healthy options out there, to go out and eat. But at least track it if you're going out there. Correct? And basically, we started cooking meals at home 5 to 6 days a week to last a whole entire week, meal prepping. And it's going to save you a lot of time, money. And I've said this before, not being a fat ass will save you a lot of money, dude. Imagine how much money you'll have if you didn't spend all that money on sugary stuff. On candy, on chips, on a pack of cookies, of brownies. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it, but priorities, bro. Priorities. Once I made that switch, I noticed two things immediately. I stayed for a little longer. I was having way more energy throughout the day, especially once I started cutting out sugar. Sugar made a huge difference in my energy spikes. Now I don't have no depleting energy throughout the day. So if you can, at least try to lower your artificial sugar intake. If you want like a sugary thing, I recommend eating an apple, especially green ones, or your fruit of choice, right? If you need some sugar, I recommend doing that. It will help. Like, trust me, try this for a week and tell me how you feel afterwards. Fast food and snacks are super dense in calories, so you might not notice and think stuff in your face, all those calories are going to really add up and quickly ruin your progress. A weekend of binge eating will ruin your progress in one sitting. You know what I'm saying? Make it sound easy, and it's not. I already said this, and it's not. But you're going to have to fight through those hungers, bro. You're going to have to. I'm not going to sit here and say that I sit here sometimes at night and I have these late night hunger pains, because if you stay up past a certain time, your body's going to feel hungry. You're going to have to fight through that. And I know it's hard. I know you're going to want to go in the kitchen, grab you a little snack right quick, but no. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. You're going to be repeating the same cycle. Why am I not progress? Where's my progress? Where's my fat loss? You have to break those cycles that you are in, okay? I didn't do anything extreme or be perfect every single day. I just focused on building my habits so they can all stick together and stack up together perfectly, right? Drinking more water, staying active, showing up in the days at the gym even when I was exhausted. You will feel better knowing that you went to the gym even if you're tired, man. You know how many people don't do that? I salute you if you still do that right now. And I didn't feel, even on the days that you don't feel motivated, man. losing those 20 pounds taught me that small changes repeatedly, constantly, can completely change your life. If you like anything that I explained in this video, subscribe to me, follow my platforms. I will upload consistently every week. I will be focusing on fitness and outdoor content. But yeah, what do I know? I'm just a beaner at the end of the day. So y'all take care. I hope this helped y'all out. I hope this helped out somebody out there. But thank you for taking the time for listening to me.